Hey everyone, how's it going there? Got another video for you guys. I'm really digging this Spellbook Mythical Beast deck that I've been playing on YGOPRO. Um, the only downside is that I'm playing on YGOPRO. You know, I've been having such a hard time getting decent matches where people just aren't straight up quitting, or they go through their first turn, mess up their board, or they just make their full board, but they just quit after because they're just testing it out. So I'm having a really hard time, and but I just really want to showcase this deck because I really do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and it's just something different from the norm. Anyways, I'm just gonna jump right into it. The first matchup is against Trickstars, and they're kind of nice because they are playing like a Link, the straight up Link variant of it, as opposed to like the classic burn and just degeneracy that can sometimes occur. I mean, they are running the reincarnation, but it's no big deal. This was actually a pretty decent matchup. So we'll hop right in. They go first, and I was a little bit worried. I was like, oh, I don't know if I've done this deck against Trickstars, but then I could see like, oh man, they're going through all their links. I'm drawing all kinds of stuff. Normally they're taking cards out of your hand, they're giving me cards in my hand. I'm loving it. But the reincarnation is a bit I'm not happy with it. But at least I got my field spell out, and I actually draw into some decent stuff. Like, I had some good cards in hand, but okay, so they ash the secrets. That's fine by me, because I got this master, I got the Magician of Prophecy, and now I'm ready to get my Cerberus out to load it up with some counters. And you see he does have that Kaiju in hand. Obviously I didn't know that, but it is something that he does take over my Cerberus with, which is a weakness of this deck. But other than that, like, he didn't really have much else that he could do. I also didn't know that thing was unaffected by other cards' effects. I just didn't read it, but tacked over it anyways. He brings it back for whatever reason, but I special summon that out to screw him over there. And I also totally screwed myself here by playing both my Star Halls and the Pendulum Scales. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that, but I totally forgot about this actually. But I was just, my OCD kicked in. I had to have it, mirroring each other, or symmetrical, I should say. And anyways, it's not a big deal. I happen to get over it anyways. Attack over. This guy, he's got one card. He's pretty much screwed. He quits right there. So this matchup's pretty crazy. I get to go first. I activate Temperance. I ended up taking this out of the deck eventually. I just didn't like it as much, but it worked out right there. And I believe I'm against... Oh, drawing into all my Jackals really sucked. But I believe I'm playing against like a... I mean, I appreciate this guy giving me counters here. But I can see he does that just to load up his grave for his brandish spells. But he's also playing like a invoked Spellbook brandished deck of some sorts with that little mini tune engine. Kind of neat anyways. Ends up just straight up attacking over my Cerberus, which is one weakness of him as well, is just that he's weak to battle. So that's why I like those Star Halls, to boost up his attack a little bit. Anyways, I wasn't sure what he had set, so I wanted to use the Magician of Prophecy to be able to see if he had any kind of solemn strikes or whatever. Maybe you'd use it on that. So now I'm able to just go freaking spam happy here with my spell cards. And Pendulum Paradox is probably the most clutch card in the deck, because I always end up getting back my Garuda and Cerberus from the extra deck. Very useful, and it obviously gets the counters on there. Now he's got his 5800 attack. I don't know what he ends up doing here, like, or why he does it, but anyways, I just Garuda that, get that out of there. And pretty much attacks over that, and this guy just ends up quitting shortly because he has no way of defending this. He's got 2200 life points, activate Star Hall, Cerberus, and Scale, and that was pretty much enough for him to quit. So this is against Dark Magicians. They go first. They opened up with 2 navigation, nice enough for him. Luckily I didn't have the field spell, so he couldn't negate it with that navigation. So he negates the second Star Hall. And not too bad, because I'll just send it away to draw 2. Now I'm getting an additional Cerberus, be able to special summon out that Cerberus. Now I'm ready to go into some more, I believe, no, what am I going for again? Oh yeah, Spellbook of Fate, there we go, that search. Anyways, get some counters up and go for the OTK here. And yeah, once I banish that Dark Magician, he sees what's coming. I got the Fate, and I got, I believe I have 4 Spellbook cards in graveyard, so I was going to banish the Apprentice, and yeah, that would have been it. So this is again some kind of Dynamist, Draco, Pal, I don't know, Dynamist Draco Pals, I don't know what to call it. And this is another guy who actually quits pretty easy. Like, I didn't get it. I mean, look at this, I normal summon the 0 attack monster, and he's already scared. He's getting scared, I can feel him. So now I'm looking good. I get my Cerberus ready to come out, ready to pop his back row. That's what he allows him to get out of Dynamist from the deck. Not a big deal. Pendulum Paradox. If I called it Pendulum Call earlier in the video, I'm sorry. Pendulum Paradox is what I would have meant to call it. But Pendulum Paradox is just too strong. Like it causes quits. They're like, oh, all those scales in his grave, they're all scale 4. He gets to add them right back to hand, eh? I mean, I didn't even get 4 scales on my Cerberus yet, and he was already done. But this is what I got to put up with in this game. But when this deck goes off, it's a lot of fun, essentially. I guess I can go through the deck list really quick. Anyways, so yeah, we got our 3 Cerberus, 3 Jackal King, 2 Mini Jackals, and 2 Garudas. So obviously your main play is to get the Cerberus out. You know, using the Jackal King. Of course, you can use the Jackal, the Mini Jackal, and activate 3 spells to get enough counters on him to be able to tribute himself to special summon out any of your other mythical beasts from the deck. And the Garuda is really clutch because you can pop back row with it, and also you can remove 3 counters from your field when a monster is special summoned to special summon him, and then bounce that thing back to the hand. So generally, if they go for an extra deck play, you bounce it with the Garuda, and you're looking pretty good. Triple Astrograph, of course, Pendulums, he comes in handy a lot, especially considering all these scale effects have them pop themselves. So Astrograph just essentially special summons himself out to add an additional one of these to your hand, preferably the Cerberus for follow-up plays on the next turn. Then we go into our spellbooks. We got the 2 Magician of Prophecy just to search out any of your spellbook cards. A lot of the time you'll be going for Secrets or Knowledge, or Fate sometimes. I like to use Master as well, just for deck thinning purposes. But yeah, we do run our triple Spellbook Secrets, triple Knowledge, and these cards are pretty much always live. Well, especially the Secrets. They are hard ones for turns, but you know, you just use them next turn kind of thing. But yeah, Secret searches anything, Spellbook Knowledge for drawing 2. We run 2 Spellbook of the Masters. Usually we end up copying either Secrets or Knowledge with it, which is really nice. And because even though they are hard ones for turns, you can copy their effect and get it again in the same turn. 2 Spellbook of Fate, this comes in really handy. Obviously, we'll always have a couple of Spellbook cards in grave, and once we get 3 or more, we're looking good, because then we can banish something that they control. We run 3 Spellbook Star Hall, because this thing collects spell counters as well, so... and also spellcaster monsters you control, which is all the monsters that we have in the deck. Gain 100 attack for each spell counter on it, and it only gains spell counters by each time a spellbook card is activated. But again, just another spell to activate, and it does acquire counters. 1 Spellbook of Eternity, that's for getting back any of the spell cards that you banish for Spellbook of Fate. Spellbook of Power, 2 of those, just to boost the attack of any of our spellcasters, and then we can draw a card. 2 Spellbook Organization, just because it's something easy to activate. Gets a spellbook card into grave, and also it's nice if you want to draw into something before Knowledge, you can go ahead and do that. And then 2 Pendulum Paradox. I'd almost even want to run more of this. I might even take out like our Toon Table of Contents if it comes up, just to run some Duelist Alliance and Pendulum Paradox and maybe one other Pendulum named card, just because it is so good in this deck. All these scale 4s, we can always recycle them, add them back to hand from the extra deck. Anyways, the 1 Magical Citadel of Endymion, it's a good field spell, but I just don't find it comes up it's unnecessary in the deck. We have so many other ways of getting spell counters that it's not really necessary. And plus, all the other monsters, they're already able to use other spell counters like that are on other cards for their effects. And of course, yeah, the Toon Table of Contents, that's just to get our spell counters up, but just haven't had a chance to really truly test it. And the Upstart Goblin, free draw, free spell counter. So that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If anybody out there has any idea on how to make this deck just like more viable competitively, or just a way to make this deck the best way possible, I mean, I haven't had a full chance to truly test its merits against some of the better decks out there, but a lot of it's just been causing people to quit, so it must be decent anyways. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one.